Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Antics and Anecdotes. I'm Leonardo.
I'm Matt.
Jackie Moon.
I'm Crit.
And I'm Leonardo. How's it going, guys?
Doing pretty good.
Pretty good.
We have a new guest on the podcast, Mr. Matthew Lyons.
That's right. It is.
Give him a round of applause.
Fresh meat, baby.
I'm very excited. This is my first time podcasting, so bear with me. But
You'll do great.
I'm sure you're a natural.
So, do you guys saw the Jupiter Saturn thing last night, right?
Didn't even know.
No,
I didn't look. I tried to look for it, but it was like low in the sky, wasn't it?
I thought you wouldn't even be able to see it because I thought it would just
Did
be
you
two
see it,
stars.
Leonardo?
No, I totally forgot halfway through.
I know, same.
I was just sitting there watching a movie with my parents, and I was like, "Oh, it's happening right now."
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it
Didn't
would.
go
I don't even know if you'd be able to like. If you weren't like an astronomist, you wouldn't. You would just think it's two stars like next to each other, right?
A couple weeks ago, or like a week ago, I saw one of them. I don't know which planet it was, but it was like low on the horizon. It wasn't like up in the sky. It was like low.
yeah.
So I think that's where they both converged, but I wasn't able to see it.
Yeah. My aunt texted me. She's like, "You gotta watch it. It's like once every 800 years this happens." Like, well,
Oh, okay.
I guess I'll wait for the next one.
I think I think you needed like a telescope to really
Yeah.
get the full experience.
There's like a YouTube
but
live stream, and it like you could pretty much perfectly see. It's through like one of like some telescope in
damn,
your
if I knew
NASA
there
or
was a
whatever,
YouTube
and you could
should-
see like Saturn and
pulled
its
that up.
rings,
Yeah,
and then
that'd
like
be cool.
Jupiter.
So what exactly was happening? Was it just like the equivalent of
It's
like
like an
eclipse
eclipse
where they
almost,
would
but
line
Yeah.
up?
Yeah.
but not
It was
It's
called like
it's
the.
wild.
It was like the planetary convergence.
Yeah,
we got to call
yeah.
Radu up on this one.
I know.
Oh my God, he will.
Get
he
the
will
full
go-
Got one
details.
buddy who's a real astrological nut, to put it kindly.
It's one way to put it. Yeah.
We love him though.
Yeah.
It's all love.
Shout out Radu. We love you.
Shout out Rad. Yeah, I totally forgot I was in bed at like 12 at night, and I was like, oh damn, the convergence is on right now. I'm like, I'm not getting out of bed to go see that.
Not
Yeah.
worth my
It's
time.
just not really in my wheelhouse, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it would have been cool just because it never
Definitely.
Yeah,
never
it's
happens.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I guess none of us really cared that much.
There's
for it.
also like a meteor shower back in August.
I heard that. Yeah,
that
That
I
I would
knew
see.
about and I wanted to watch, but obviously I totally forgot about it, and
Yeah.
I'm actually really bummed about it.
yeah, those would be really cool to see.
Yeah,
That and the Northern Lights would be sick to see.
I
I've
see
seen
the Northern
I've
Lights
seen
really
that.
does.
Yeah,
Really?
Boreals
Really?
up in Alaska.
Really?
And,
That's so cool.
last year in June on a cruise, and we got to see it. It was really sweet.
That's sick.
I don't know what happened, but I was looking through my phone the other day, and literally all of my photos and videos from that trip are just gone.
You just lost
Oh,
it
no.
I have no idea.
Nerd.
I have
Photos
no idea where they are.
from before then too.
Yeah, I've literally everything except that trip, pretty much.
They
That's
may
so
have gotten deleted off your phone into
devastating.
iCloud.
Yeah,
Sometimes, like, it
I
does
haven't
that.
looked. I need to look on my computer for it, but I was really bummed about that because I had pictures of
Yeah.
the Aurora Borealis.
Damn. What was it like? Was it like in the like the? It's a weird question, but like, was it in the sky, like visible, like
Well,
like
so
within fog, or is it just like at the top of the sky?
well, there's no like there's not really a lot of clouds up there. At
So
least
it's
there
just like a
wasn't when I was
stream
there.
of green.
Well, yeah. So I was like at the southern part of Alaska, so it wasn't as vibrant.
Oh,
Like, the
gotcha,
more north
yeah.
you get, the bigger it gets.
It doesn't have to do with something. It has to do with like the magnetic field and how that
Yeah.
environment works in that certain region. Like the light, I don't even know.
Yeah, I'm not really
let's
sure
see.
all the specifics of it.
I just know that it can only take place in the northern regions of
Hemisphere,
our
yeah.
world.
Yeah, but it wasn't as vibrant, but you could see it from where we were. It was pretty cool.
When charged particles from the sun strike atoms in Earth's atmosphere, they cause electrons in the atoms to move to a higher energy state. When the electrons drop back to a lower energy state, they release photons of light, and this creates the aurora, the northern lights. Huh.
There we go. Learned something
It's pretty
new every day.
wild.
Science.
Physics.
Physics. Talking about space, you guys see the new Mando?
Oh, don't even get me started.
That might be the first time in my life.
Spoiler alert. Sorry, guys.
Spoiler,
Yeah,
for the
yeah,
next 10
spoiler
minutes, maybe 30 minutes, we're going to talk about this, so spoilers.
That might be the first time in my life where I cried happy tears. Mm-hmm. I was tearing up from watching.
Honestly,
agree.
like they could have done a little bit better with the CGI on that one.
Yeah,
with like his actual face.
He did look a
Yeah,
little
His
bit
face
off.
was like kind of geeking out.
It's hard to do because like the motions. I was
Yeah.
like, you read videos on it. Like you gotta like sync up all the lips and like slightest
I mean, like
movements.
it's an immense task.
Yeah.
but like,
Yeah.
I thought they were gonna.
It did look a little too fake.
Yeah.
It was CGI.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They
it was some guy that looked
there
just
was-
like him, and then they just CGI'd to make him look
But
more.
so
like
you know, Sebastian Stan, the guy who
Yeah.
plays
that's who they wanted to.
Winter Soldier.
Yeah,
There's
Bucky,
there's
yeah.
side by side pictures of him and Mark Hamill when they're young, and it's literally
Spitting
the same
image.
person.
Really?
So I thought that they were gonna do him, and then I was kind of disappointed when it was just like some random actor with his
Yeah.
face put over him.
Yeah.
I was reading that they didn't want to do that because he's in the new the Falcon and the Winter Soldier new show because he's like Bucky in that,
Yeah.
and they didn't want him to cast him in Luke Skywalker too because then
was
like
double
it'd be
cast.
taking away from like the other TV shows. It's like
Yeah, true.
because
I
like
didn't
they're
think
both
about
owned by
that.
Disney. So
But
it's like, I
that
was all
literally would have
Bucky.
been perfect. Like if you look up
Yeah,
a side by side
yeah.
image, it's insane. But it was still just amazing to see.
yeah,
Luke
I've
Skywalker.
never-
Now
Nevertheless.
the next series is gonna be Boba Fett. Like that's so.
Well, so that's a whole different show.
I know.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
like it's like it was also just like kind of took me by surprise. I was like, damn, like Mandalorian's like really over now. Like
No, it's not. They're still gonna do season 3. In like
But it's-
2022.
No,
I don't
so
think next
Boba
year it's
Fett-
gonna
Boba
happen.
They're
Fett-
taking some time
so
off?
Yeah.
Mandalorian season 3 and Boba Fett are two different series now.
Yeah.
oh really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh okay. I thought
Yeah.
I thought like Boba Fett was the next like
Was season 3?
Nah, yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I thought at first too. But then I guess the next day they announced that
Yeah.
it's two different series.
Because a lot of fans were like freaking out, like, what? Like, no more Baby Yoda?
Yeah,
Yeah,
no
like,
more
like
Baby
they're
Yoda.
getting-
They're getting
down.
pissed.
I was a little upset. To be honest, like I can't imagine Baby Yoda not being on that show. Like
Yeah.
I don't know what they're gonna do without him.
Well,
Yeah.
I feel like
agree.
they're gonna do something kind of like Game of Thrones, where they have episodes that are
Mike.
that follow different storylines.
This thing.
Like I think they might try and make it like super big, and have like one episode is following Luke and Grogu, and then another one's gonna be because I feel like a big storyline is it's gonna be Mando versus what's the chick?
Bo-Katan.
Yeah, Bo-Katan, because I feel like she was heated because he had
Yeah.
the dark saber.
Yeah,
and
that's definitely going to be the next
yeah.
season.
so she's gonna have to fight him for it because she needs that to be the Queen of Mandalore or whatever.
So right now,
where did
Mando.
sorry I just want to ask quick, where did what's his name,
Moff Gideon
Moff Gideon, where did he get that in the first place?
from her, I think.
From her?
Yeah, she
So
had
she
it.
lost it.
Yeah.
yeah, but they don't make that clear because then
Well,
wouldn't she have died if she lost it?
No, I mean
And
Moff
first,
Gideon didn't
first
die.
of all, also like in the history of taking the lightsaber, wouldn't the person with the dark saber almost always win? Because they can just cut through anything unless they're fighting like a Jedi that has a lightsaber. Wouldn't you always have the dark
dark-
saber? Because
has the
like
dark saber
say
always been
Matt
around?
challenges me, what are you gonna do if you don't have any like?
If we really want to get into it, we can get
you're
into
done.
it.
Okay, yeah. I don't want to like
Would you get what I'm
get
saying
off on
though?
a
That
long
makes no
tangent,
sense.
but I'm not as big of a Star Wars
Yeah.
fanatic as
Yeah.
you guys may be. So
I mean, probably
Didn't
not.
she like lost it like after Rebels? I
Well,
didn't
so-
even watch that TV show, but it was something like that.
So
forget.
I never watched Rebels, but this girl in Rebels, not Bo-Katan, got it somehow. I don't remember how. I think she got it from Darth Maul, maybe, because he had it at one point.
Mm-hmm.
And then she gave it to Bo-Katan, which doesn't make sense because apparently you need to win it by combat or something.
Yeah.
But I guess Bo-Katan just accepted it, and then she lost it to Moff Gideon somehow, and that's how it got into his hands.
Now,
That's
are there,
wild.
Like, how many characters are there on the Mandalorian that are from like
Like
Clone
reoccurring?
Wars or Rebels or the other shows that they have?
Ahsoka
Pretty much just
Tano,
Ahsoka, and like Boba.
Boba,
Okay.
Luke.
Yeah.
Oh, so Boba's
Maul. Or no, what am I saying? Maul's not in that.
Moff Gideon.
is Boba in the Clone Wars series as well?
Yeah, young Boba.
Yeah, he is.
It shows
Where-
how it like grows up and stuff.
Where's Moff Gideon was in what?
I don't think they created him for Mando. I
Oh,
don't think
really?
I don't think he was in any other shows.
Oh wow, I thought.
But
yeah.
another big storyline is, remember in the Ahsoka episode, she asked that the lady that she's fighting with the spear where what's his name, Thrawn or Thrall?
Yeah, that dude. Yeah. I don't know who that
She's like,
dude is
where's
either.
Grand Admiral Thrall or whatever? Remember at the very end?
Oh yeah.
He was like the main villain in Rebels.
Yeah. And I need to watch that, but it's like I've heard it's just super like childish, like the Rebels version. The
Rebels
Clone
is-
Wars is
Well,
like
the animation
fine,
is
but, like,
super
Rebels,
weird.
Yeah.
Animation's super weird.
Yeah, it's just more like toony.
Yeah.
Just doesn't look as
I've
like
seen
good.
a couple trailers and it seems just like a little bit more suited for
Kids.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
definitely.
Yeah.
But there are like some cool storylines.
Yeah, like Ahsoka fights Vader and shit like that. It's
Yeah.
like, yeah.
Dude,
But
the fan recreation.
yeah. Oh my god, we
Batman versus Darth Vader is so funny.
got in a rabbit hole and Batman takes out the saber and starts fighting Vader. What was
It's
another
so
one? Like
funny.
Gandalf versus
Yeah,
Vader.
Gandalf
Jesus.
versus like Darth Vader or something.
It was so funny. He's like, Batman's like, I'd rather take my science over your magic any day. We were dying.
Bro,
Then we got into Harry Potter with guns.
Oh my
that's a
god.
classic video.
I haven't laughed harder in
It's
my
so
life.
funny. It's so funny.
They purposely make it just shitty too. So when they're like shooting the gun, their hands are just flying around everywhere. Just popping caps off.
Where some of those fan films though can get pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Some of them are like really well done.
Yeah.
Like you would think they're a part of like a movie, but they're not.
Yeah, it's pretty nuts.
Yeah, there's one where it's
some
like,
real dedicated fans out
Oh,
there.
yeah.
yeah, oh my god, the one with Kylo fighting Vader too. It's like what? Like
I heard
first
there
of all,
was
that never happened, but second of all,
there was
it's kinda
apparently
cool.
there's a billion Star Wars fans in the world.
I would believe it, dude.
How many people are on the planet?
Like 7.
Almost
Yeah,
8 now.
billion,
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that's nuts.
Well, it has to be
Yeah,
one of
dude.
the most well-recognized
100%.
franchises in the
100%.
world.
I'd say like
Yeah.
Not the most.
I'd say that's probably just because it's so old at this point that it goes through a lot of different.
But it was also like
Generations,
groups,
too.
When
Many
it first came
generations
out,
of
it was like its
Oh, it was
own. It was like
massive.
revolutionary in its
Yeah.
own self, like in
Yeah.
of itself.
Yeah,
So like it just gained so much traction. People have like stuck
Dude,
with
it's
it.
wild. You gotta give George Lucas a lot of credit for like creating that whole world.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
the hundreds of million types of species and like going out there in the
Watching-
desert and like filming
or-
that stuff.
What was the documentary series that we were watching on that? Or like it was like
Oh,
all
the
on YouTube?
gallery?
Yeah, the gallery.
About Mando?
no, about Star Wars. About
Oh,
all
well,
the
that-
whole
that-
production on
Yeah.
production side of
I
it.
this past week I'm watching like hella like featurettes on like episode 1, 2, 3, all that. Like they do like short videos and documentaries. They have like documentaries of all the movies and
Like
how they made them.
how it was made.
It's
and
fucking
stuff.
wild.
It's all
That's
on Disney
nuts.
Plus.
No, it's all just like on YouTube.
Oh,
Like this
really?
one guy just like posts all like the documentaries and all the featurettes. There's like there's like hundreds of them, and yeah, they go into detail on like about literally every step of the process, and it's absurd. From like people that create the artwork to like George Lucas coming in and looking at like 500 storyboards and being like yes, no, and like going back revising like ships and species and like, and George has the ultimate say. So he comes in like you see in the documentary, he comes in, he's like, no, yes. And the art people are like in the back, like, oh, I hope he picks mine. It's so funny.
6 months on this, please.
Like, you also get to see like how they like built those little cities and like Tatooine
Yeah.
and stuff.
In episode 1, it was all miniatures.
Yeah.
They like built like miniatures for like most of, like the models
They
and
built
stuff.
like a
So just,
life size. They
manipulated the
built like
camera.
all
Yeah,
these
and
like
then just
crazy
made it
life
look bigger.
size like engines for all the vehicles and spaceships and
Yeah.
stuff, and they're like massive.
Yeah.
I like you wouldn't even
It's absurd.
recognize like how big these things actually were, and
Literally spaceships.
Yeah, for the
Yeah.
pod race in episode 1,
Yeah,
they like
yeah, yeah.
all they actually built all those
Like,
like
That's
real
one of,
size.
life
That's one of
size,
my
yeah, it was
favorite
crazy.
scenes in
That's
all
crazy.
of Star Wars, to be honest.
Yeah.
The
Like,
pod
whenever
race.
whenever I think about Star Wars, like the first real scene that really comes to mind is just that pod.
Do you guys remember like
Yeah.
the pod racing game you'd play in like Chuck E.
On the-
Cheese's and
Yeah.
stuff?
I
yeah.
had it on Nintendo 64. When I
Dude, I had
Yeah, that game was hella fun.
I
so
had
much
I think it was like probably the Clone Wars on the very first Xbox. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh
game was
yeah,
hella
that
fun.
battle, the very
the
first
original
Battlefront.
Battlefront.
Yeah,
Battlefront,
that
yeah.
shit was so. And like, if you got a bunch of kills, you'd be like, you can now be a Jedi or Sith, and you'd be like,
Yeah.
oh, I'm being Yoda
Yeah.
for
Dude,
show.
I was just like I would just be a sniper like on that like one map where it was like up in the air with
Kashyyyk.
or something like
That
that.
was my favorite map to play
Yeah.
on.
I used to rip
It was
that
weird
all the
that
time.
matchmaking was like that good of a thing back then. Because I remember playing with my friends because there was all like matchmaking games, and it actually like worked really well. Like it was just weird because it was like 10 years ago. I wouldn't think that it would be like that advanced.
back when you
then.
had to have like the little like extender thing.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Yeah. Oh
The
my
plug
gosh.
in.
The
Yeah.
Wi-Fi extender.
Yeah, the Wi-Fi
Yeah.
extender.
So, fun little story for me personally about George Lucas and like LucasArts. So when I was in high school, actually, I was working a construction job over the summer, and I was working on a project at Dominican University, which is like in Marin. And one day the superintendent kind of came to me and was like, "We need you on another job, but it's pretty secretive and you can't tell anybody about it."
Boom.
And he was like, "We need you at Skywalker Ranch tomorrow."
No way, bro.
I
Sick.
got up super early in the morning. Drove
yeah.
all the way up, because Skywalker Ranch is way up there, kind of in the middle of nowhere in Lucas Valley, in Marin. And I went up there. They made me sign an NDA at the gate. So I couldn't, I obviously can't tell you guys what I was working on for George up there, but it was cool. I kind of got to drive through the whole campus and see everything.
Dude, when was this?
This is like between our sophomore and junior year.
Okay.
Damn.
That's so nuts.
It was super cool.
Dude, that's sick. Yeah, because in the documentary, literally, they're always in Skywalker Ranch, like showing everything around it. I've always wanted to go see it.
Apparently, Radu's mom's best friend was like really good friends with George, and she would go see the premieres at Skywalker
Yeah, I
Ranch.
feel like he told us that too.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's just bullshitting us.
Who knows? Who knows?
The world may never know.
Yeah.
The world may never know.
You out here getting 2 shout-outs.
Yeah.
Right then.
my
There's
mom's
probably gonna be more.
all the free clout.
dude. Oh my god. My mom's friend Lori Puccinelli, you guys know her. She got invited up there too for some I don't know, some event. And she was like, yeah, the best thing about that place is when they go on lunch break, they have like barbecues every like day for like all the employees. And she was like, yeah, it's just like whole rotisseries and everything. I'm like, damn, that's sick.
Yeah,
I'm sure
they're
the
getting
property-
treated well for
I'm
sure.
sure the property's massive. I've never even like looked at it from Google Maps or anything like that. I'm sure it's huge.
It's Dank House just in Marin.
Yeah, it's so hype. He has
That is hype.
He has an actual house in Marin too, though, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does. I don't know where exactly he lives, but I know he is a Marinite.
Yeah.
Marinite.
There's a good amount of famous people that live here. Robin Williams used to live here.
This was in Seacliff.
Yeah. He had a house in Marin too.
Did he?
I think that was his main residence.
Oh, damn. Remember, like, when I used to live over there during Halloween, we would always go to Robin because they had like the king size, like everything.
Right. They just hook it up, of course.
Yeah, so funny.
There was always like one of those houses in your neighborhood.
Yeah.
That just you knew
Racks
to go there.
out for the
Everybody knows
kids.
that house. I love that.
Yeah, they named the tunnel after him.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Rainbow Tunnel.
Yep.
Yeah.
R.I.P.
Yeah. Young goat.
So I was looking up some articles for today. Have you guys ever watched GoldenEye? James Bond?
James Bond movie.
Yeah.
The really old one?
I have, but I don't remember anything
a
about
long
it.
time ago.
That
That was what, Pierce
Well,
Brosnan?
I think so.
Yeah, I had the article too, but the article is just derping out now. But pretty much, in the scene at the end, yeah, it's with Pierce Brosnan and with what's his name, Ned Stark, Sean Bean.
Yeah.
Sean Bean.
Yeah, like in that, and like the last scene, they're like on that
Ned
telescope,
Stark,
when they're like up in the air and he falls. That telescope recently just broke or like something. They're like the whole like
Was that,
facade
like,
of
an
it just
actual-
like cracked or whatever. And
Is that like an actual telescope that they use?
yeah,
for-
yeah, and
Oh,
like
really?
they use it to like shoot in the movie, and like that was part of GoldenEye. But that it's in Puerto Rico, and they recently just like stopped working because it was like in commission for like 200 years or like something.
Damn,
something
that's
crazy. Yeah, and it's like super iconic if you saw the picture. It's like just a massive white like dome, and that's like that is the whole like.
Oh.
Yeah,
telescope.
I remember that. I
Yeah,
remember that.
yeah,
I didn't.
yeah. It's hard to if I pull. I don't know. The link doesn't work anymore, but
Just another movie where Sean Bean.
yeah, it was.
I know,
have you
man.
seen that video on YouTube? Like
Yeah.
all the
Just
all the
all
times
his
where Sean
deaths.
Yo,
Ever
wait.
been in a movie or TV show where
kind
he
of-
hasn't died?
There's like one movie where he survived. It's like some Civil War movie. He like trots off at the end, looking all happy.
Just kind of off track, but like, when's the new one coming out? Do we know anything about that?
James Bond?
I think
Yeah, new
November,
James
right?
Bond.
What is
keep pushing
what,
it
no,
back.
I think
no
they
Time to
pushed it
Die
back
or
to, like,
whatever?
yeah, a while.
Who knows? I mean, all movies just keep getting postponed and postponed. So there's not really. I feel like there's no official release date for anything at this point.
Yeah.
I mean, they've tried a couple times, like
Well, didn't Tenet technically come out in theaters like somewhere?
So they've
Yeah.
tried. They've tried it a couple times, like kind of releasing movies. Like these large production companies have just tried to release movies like Tenet
On platforms and
and
stuff, yeah.
on platforms. Like Disney tried with Mulan, which was like their big summer movie this summer, and
We watched Milan.
Apparently it
how'd
sucked.
you like
Yeah,
it?
we
It was dank. I like
Wait,
it.
yeah,
really?
we were one of the suckers that spent like $30. You need to buy it like on Disney
Yeah.
Plus. You
Yeah.
spent
Oh,
like an extra
really?
$30 to buy it.
Oh, that's
yeah.
whack.
It was great.
It's basically like
well worth it.
just buy like a fucking movie ticket
Right,
because
right.
it just came out. But
I mean, I
thought it
don't know
was
why
good.
they don't do that a lot more, but then again, like movie theaters would be completely useless at that point.
I was saying the other day, I miss going to movies.
Yeah,
I miss it
so do
too.
It was
I would
it's an
always go around
experience.
this.
It really is. Like you have a lot of memories of like movies in your life. I feel like.
I'll never forget going to see the first Hobbit. It was down in West Portal. Remember that one? Oh my god, just
Oh my god!
I remember
amazing. It was
we
remember
went to go see
Interstellar.
like
Yeah,
the newest Star
Interstellar
Wars
too.
of the new.
Skywalker, the Rise of Skywalker.
Well, we
it
saw
was the first movie
the
of the
Force
new
of
the
the
trilogy.
Force
Force
Awakens.
Awakens. Yeah.
I remember seeing that with Matt, and that was crazy.
I had this wild theory that Luke Skywalker was going to be Kylo Ren. Because I thought that, like, he would eventually.
Because no one knew
become
what his face
corrupted,
was.
Yeah, yeah.
between the times of the two different trilogies. So that was my big theory.
We had
that
a
it was
pretty
Kylo
funny
Ren.
bet on that,
Did have a
but
funny bet.
that's for another.
Classic.
We won't go into
That's
detail.
yeah.
Yeah,
That's for another time.
post-podcast.
It's always great seeing those movies in theaters, though.
If you don't know, he lost the bet because Kylo Ren is not Luke
I
Skywalker.
did lose the bet. I paid dearly.
he did. He did.
hate to see it.
I think
I asked
I think
this-
he still enjoyed it in the end, though.
I'm still here.
I'm still here. I think I asked this before, but what was the last movie you guys saw in theaters?
Oh, jeez.
Jesus Christ, I don't even know.
I can't remember either.
we asked this on the last like couple weeks ago.
No, I think I asked this before,
I
but
don't even remember.
Mine might have been
Oh, Ford versus Ferrari. I think that was my last
yeah.
one.
what's the movie we watched? The weird movie. Not Hereditary,
oh my God,
but
Midsummer.
Midsummer.
Dude, you
Yeah,
saw that in
Midsummer.
theaters?
Yeah, me and Ben went to go
shit.
see that movie in theaters.
Have you seen
That's-
it?
Yeah, that's
Such a
haven't
that's
seen
too
it.
much. That's too much for a
was
theater.
I was so close to walking out of that movie.
We were laughing at the climax of the
funny.
movie because it was so weird, like
Yeah.
so out of
what's it
pocket.
about? I don't even know about this movie.
No, you just gotta watch it.
It's
though.
hard to
You just have
explain.
watch
It's
it.
because it gets way out there. It
It's-
gets
Yeah.
way out.
Yeah.
Like
It's just, let's just say it's fucked up.
Yeah,
the ending of the movie is so ridiculous.
very strange. Strange to the point of like it's comical.
We were literally
Yeah.
laughing at a horror movie's climax that people apparently
Yeah,
people
it's
enjoyed
technically
it.
like a horror movie, but it's just like so absurd that you're not scared the whole time. You're just like, what the
Yeah,
fuck?
you're literally
what's
just
going on?
Is
questioning
it like a
natural
scary?
reaction.
Is it
just
like
to
one of like the
laugh,
scary
like-
movies, but like
Well, so
you know what I'm saying? Like the actual movie. the
It's
scary
more suspense than anything.
yeah,
it's not,
I would
there's
say it's
no
more of a
pop-outs
it's more of
or-
a thriller than a
Yeah.
scary movie.
Yeah.
It's a psychological horror. I
Yeah.
would say.
But it's like throughout. It's like a very hard, suspenseful
Yeah.
climax. You know?
I still haven't seen Parasite either, and I feel like that's that
Oh
type of
my
movie.
gosh! Have you seen
Lord,
Parasite?
Is Parasite like
Parasite,
a
yes.
thriller,
Oh
or like a
my
horror thriller, or
gosh.
just like
No.
a
It's
thriller?
not
No.
a horror movie.
No.
It is a thriller.
It's such a
It
good
does.
movie,
There's
though.
there's one like there's a couple like really creepy scenes
Yeah.
toward the end.
Yeah.
but
Really?
but it's
it's
not.
It's not even.
It's. I don't even know what I'd put it in.
I
for a
would
movie
say that
genre.
would be a thriller.
A thriller.
Suspense
Yeah.
thriller.
Suspense.
But
thriller.
like I'd say
drama,
Action
just
adventure.
Drama.
But I'd say I would say a
It falls
drama,
in with,
a
like,
drama,
drama
thriller.
thriller,
Yeah.
yeah.
I would say the thriller comes in at the last like 30 minutes of the movie.
yeah.
Definitely.
But it's such a good movie. Me and Matt
really
watched it.
good.
together,
I gotta
and
watch that soon.
It was a really good movie.
I highly recommend that one.
Yeah.
And like,
Really good movie.
trust me when I say I'm not a subtitle movie guy, but it was so worth it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so worth
yeah.
it. I understand why it won so many awards.
I like
yeah.
subtitle movies a lot. Like I watch a lot of like old subtitle movies with my dad because they're all in Italian.
Yeah.
So like I have to like have the subtitles on, but yeah.
Did you guys have to watch any like foreign movies for school? I remember have to watch like a few like French movies or something like that.
No, not. I had to watch a couple weird movies for like Santa Clara classes. One was like an experimental film class, so we had to watch like all these.
Like indie movies.
One video
that's
we
what I had to
watched-
watch
one
was,
video
like,
we
weird
watched
French
was-
indie movies. I was like,
It was porn. We literally like our teacher showed us porn, but the bodies were blacked out. Not blacked out. They were blacked out, but it was like that fuzz on the TV.
blurred out. Yeah.
And that's like what the bodies were, and like it was like a 20-minute video, and it was in class, and we just like had to watch it. And it was silent.
Did she give you any context? Like, hey,
No,
this
no.
is why we're gonna watch this pornography. In
No, and
class
she was
today.
like, this is film. Like, this is like one aspect of film. We're like, cool.
She's
This is great.
just intently watching it. Just,
Yeah. We watched some weird videos in that class.
What do you say was experimental film?
Hey, experimental films. It's like
that sounds like
just-
that sounds like a class where you'd watch some very interesting stuff.
yeah. One of my projects was she was like, just film something, anything. I'm like, okay. So I just cracked an egg and put it in a pan and film me cooking an egg. She was like, great job.
A plus.
This lady's a kook.
Some bang up work.
It's so yeah, the most stupid thing ever. Crit.
So how was Tahoe, Lardo?
Oh my god, it was amazing.
Was
The snow was good. It wasn't like that crazy. There wasn't
Yeah.
like a lot of powder, but like if you went off the trails, you got like good amount of powder. Me and Angela went like 3 days. Not that many people there, which is nice.
Yeah.
Because the Icon
lodge
Pass
is
too,
closed, right?
and like all that. Yeah, the lodge is closed. A lot of things are closed, so no one's really like going because there's just not like a lot to do there. And
So-
like the village is not
I'm
really
bummed.
open.
I'm not. Matt, I was talking to Leonardo. I'm not going to town anymore.
Oh, really?
Because I don't have a pass, so all the blackout dates are just gonna fuck me. So I'm
Yeah,
not,
dude,
I'm
that's
not,
the worst week to have
I'm
that.
not
The day
I'm
after
not gonna
Christmas.
drop 1,000 on Icon. So
Did you get an Icon?
I did get an Icon pass. I broke it down. I also got the student discount.
Yeah,
super
that's
nice.
sick.
That knocked off like $200, $300.
Yeah.
That's
oh my god.
huge.
So
huge.
I broke it down and it was like 8 days of skiing, and I felt like I could get that.
No, yeah, not even because a squall full day is like 180.
Yeah.
So if we
it
go,
was 165 last
yeah,
time we
so
went.
go 6 days. Yeah, 6.
That remembers that day very well.
Were you there for that, McD?
Which one? What?
It was my first day skiing in like 10 years.
When? What year was it?
'Cause
I wasn't- I
years
haven't-
going into 2019.
Oh,
Yeah,
no,
2
I wasn't
years.
there.
It wasn't
No,
last year?
I
No, it wasn't like
been,
because I didn't go last year because I had my foot.
I haven't
2
been
years ago.
skiing in like 4 years. So
Yeah, I hadn't. Because
Yeah, bad.
basketball is a winter sport, so I hadn't seen snow in like literally 10 years. And we get there, and I wanted to try it out because why not? Because
this was like your first time ever.
No. I skied as a kid, and I wasn't a bad skier. I feel like I was honestly a pretty good skier.
It was just been a while.
Yeah. It just didn't. It didn't. They took me on top of some run, and I just fell down the entire mountain.
Yeah, dude, I felt hella bad because I like went up ahead too, and then I was like at the bottom of Red Dot. I was like, where is this guy?
Matt and Ben Canals were trying to help me out a lot.
I was just trailing.
Matt was
behind.
literally at one point skiing circles around me as I'm just like falling off my skis.
So brutal.
I feel like I have to bring this up. I feel like for some reason my CVS Caremark account is getting hacked because I'm getting all these verification codes right now, and I'm not the one asking for them. So it's kind of weird. But
What does it say?
Your CVS
just like here's your
CVS?
yeah. He's like here's your verification code. Like I'm not doing anything with my CVS shit right now. Like,
Yeah, how does that even get hacked? Because isn't it just a phone number?
yeah, I have no idea. So that's kind of worrisome. But
Yeah.
I want your rewards points.
that's they can take them. Whatever. Like,
Sure, there's not a lot.
yeah, it's really not a lot.
I went to Safeway the other day, and my old phone number for this house is on the account for like the rewards. I don't have it anymore, my landline. And I'm like, hey, like I want to change it to my like cell phone number. They're like, oh, you gotta like go online to do it. So I go online, and like I didn't make anything to begin with. Like there's no email or like the phone number doesn't exist anymore.
Right.
So there's no way I can change my rewards account. To
My
phone
Safeway
number.
rewards number is my house phone from like 4 houses ago. Like my mom lived in, I don't know, we lived in a lot of different houses when she was still in Marin. 2 different Nevada houses, Tiburon, Larkspur, maybe, and then Hillsboro. But it's from the first house we lived in when I was in like 6th to 7th or 8th grade. And it's the home phone for that number, and it still works.
You still know it too.
Yeah.
I still remember mine, even though I don't know why.
8895468.
Yeah, I used back when everyone had landlines?
Yeah. Now literally no one does.
Yeah.
Yeah, do you guys not have one here?
No.
No, we took them all out.
There's literally no point in it.
Yeah, there's
Like,
no point.
yeah.
The only point there was for the doorbell, but then I just had speakers installed for the
Yeah.
doorbell now.
Yeah.
Because you don't need those hunk of junk phones. just like
Just weighs
just
it
take
down.
up some. But I mean, I don't know. It's only useful for that like one scenario where like your phone's dead and like you need to call an ambulance. or something.
One use. Yeah, I was about to say. Well,
Like-
so it's actually because I was like kind of in the healthcare major side of it in college to begin with. It is better to call 911 from a landline because it automatically refers to you to the closest possible dispatch unit.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas if you use your phone, it just goes to like your main local area.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's one helpful thing about having a landline.
I think it was like I saw a documentary, or I think it was even like a police officer came into like Santa Clara one day and was texting us or talking to us about how when you call 911 and how police and like law enforcement as a whole is trying to get Apple and these smartphones to have law enforcement agencies know your location based off of where you call your phone from. Like, so
Right.
when they call 911, like, oh, like Leo's like at Twin Peaks, like right there, that exact location.
Right.
And I don't think like a lot of companies like have that now. So like there's been times where like kids have like died or like people have died because they didn't get there fast enough. But if smartphones like shared that data with, I don't know how you would do it, but
Well,
if they
so
shared
that's-
it would be
that's
like
the
you would
thing.
save a lot more lives.
I
'cause
feel like
You
you
would have to
would-
go through Apple. to get
exactly.
that
Yeah.
data, right?
Yeah.
I feel like it's definitely, you could definitely do it, but a lot of people would be sketched out about it because you'd have to have your
there's such
your
a
location.
negative
Yeah.
there's such a negative perception about data sharing these days that
Oh,
like
yeah.
no one wants to do any of that
yeah.
anymore.
Well, we did watch The Social Dilemma
Yeah.
last night, and it was
No,
very
but like
fucked.
yeah, that was the darkest. Like I don't like. I recommend it, but I don't. At the
I
same
know,
time.
it's-
It's
it's
gonna
a-
ruin
it's
your
a-
mood.
yeah.
That's what I've
It's-
heard is like
yeah.
I don't want to watch it because
you guys seen it?
No, I haven't, and I don't want to watch it because I already know that like my attention is just being drained by my. Phone,
I've heard
like,
some of like the
10% of
insane
my day,
stats that they
you know?
put
Yeah.
out there, and I'm just like,
It's
yeah,
just like it's
Jesus.
messed up because it's all about how the deep machine learning works and AI, and they're basing their algorithms off what you look at, and like they're getting better and better at predicting what you want to see,
Right.
which then in turn makes you spend more time on their platforms to see, like,
Yeah.
and they make money off that.
It was it's a gradual change in your everyday behavior in life that is the problem, that like you slowly don't realize that you are succumbing to this. But what I thought was interesting, that they're saying like, like young adults, teens, all that stuff, they're having social media, blah, blah, blah. It's like people getting depressed, all that, which is really bad. But for us, I was like, okay, like I don't go on my phone that much. Like I don't turn on notifications. The part that was scary for me was they're talking about the misinformation about like news and how news can travel 6 times faster via
Yeah.
those sites.
No, totally.
That's the shitty part. Because
Yeah,
social
absolutely.
media you can regulate, like the fake news stuff and having the whole world be like going into chaos. That you can't really
that's the
And
control.
like the news that you see that you're looking to search up, it's already catered towards
Right.
what you want to hear
see.
or what you want to
in
see.
your area, and then other people in different
So
areas.
yeah, it's like
have
it's
different.
messed up.
Yeah.
I mean, that's America in a nutshell. Just like all this misinformation with news and
It's so bad.
people just going at each other's throats because they think that they know what's right, and in reality, no one really knows.
Yeah, and like
what's right.
it's just a vicious cycle because everyone who thinks that they're right are basing their facts off of information that has already been targeted towards them that
Right.
they want, So
Yeah.
like it's the whole
Yeah,
feeds
and
into
the, and the AIs
misinformation.
can even determine what is fake news and
Yeah.
what isn't. So then, like, you're just feeding
'Cause
all
it's
this
just-
stuff, and the AI is
it's
pretty
sole
much,
objective
like,
is to
screwing
show
people
you
up.
what you want to see, which makes you spend more time on the internet, on whatever
Yeah.
social media platform,
Right.
whatever news outlet that you get your information from. So it's like, yeah,
It's just wild.
it is wild.
They know what you want to see before you.
Exactly. Yeah. That's the yeah.
Yeah.
The future.
And like everything you do is always monitored.
Yeah.
Every website you visit, every fucking
Yeah. The thing about how
little
long you stay
how-
on a
yeah,
picture
they-
when you
they
scroll. They
calculate
calculate how many seconds you're on that one thing.
they
and
calculate
you
how
scroll to the
long you look
next.
at one post. So like, if
how
you
does
don't
it-
Nuts.
you guys
if you look at a
literally
post for
everything-
like half a second, they're like, okay, that's probably not going to work. if we show that him again. So we're going to show him something else that the probability of him looking at that image longer, whatever it is, will be successful.
And that's like how like your explore page and stuff like on Instagram works.
Yeah.
In the show, there's 3 guys that are all the same. It's like 3 Bens, and they're all like one of you guys, like one of you is like the marketing guy, one of you is like what are the McD, one of them's like the retention, and one of them's like the advertising, and the guys are like tweaking like this kid. It's like they did like all these recreated footage, and this kid's like on his phone, and the guy's
let
me beep boost up the advertising. Oh, yep, another $1 on the hour there. Like,
it's just all probability. It's like he has a 60% chance of him engaging with this source of whatever it is.
Wild.
So like let's show him this one, and in turn they make money off of it. So it's just
Do they talk at all about possibility of your phone's actually listening to you? Because I'm fully convinced my phone is listening to my conversation.
They have to.
They don't talk about that, which is really interesting.
No, they don't.
But they definitely they have to. They have to.
Yeah.
Like a couple, like last week,
this has happened to me so many times. Like I don't even have to say it. I just like think about it, and then it'll show up the next day, like on my fucking. I'm like,
it's
what the
so
fuck?
weird, dude.
So weird. Like how on earth did they know that I was like thinking or even like leaning towards?
We can all try it right now. If we all say like Vineyard Vine, Vineyard Vine, Vineyard Vine, literally in an hour we'll see Vineyard Vine.
We'll probably get a Vineyard Vines ad.
Yeah, me, Leo and Angelo had this whole stint with scratch maps, which are like maps that you scratch off locations that you've been to.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
And they did it to my phone. They just kept saying scratch map, and then it showed up on my phone like a few days later.
Like the worst part about it is that like even if you search something up on your computer, like say if you're like online shopping, you go on Instagram. All it is
right
clothing.
there.
It's all fucking like whatever
ads. You're just looking at.
Yeah,
exactly. I was looking at a bunch of like clothing ideas for Christmas gifts, and literally like a day later, I open up Instagram and I'm just seeing every ad is just like clothing, apparel.
Yeah,
it's like what the fuck.
Well, that's just that algorithm just being so damn smart.
The problem is that they're getting smarter and smarter. Like,
but the thing is, what is that algorithm based? Is it basing off of like your Apple ID? But like, because how does it know it's you on that phone? Like, what is it that is it just everything you do on it?
Instagram
over?
Is controlled by Facebook, and Facebook is the king of that.
Yeah.
But say you give your phone. Say I give my phone to Matt like halfway through a year, and then he gives his phone to me. And we just like are texting on it like we don't know. It's like the algorithm doesn't know we have each other's phones for the next half year. How does it know? You know what I'm saying?
I feel like our preferences would change.
Yeah, it would
change
it
over
would adapt
time.
to your
That's true.
The thing is like scary is that like the way that machine learning works is that like the initial program that they set for it is unlimited. Like it literally gets better at predicting what you want to see. It's like
it's just forever adapting.
Exactly, and it gets smarter and smarter.
Those people on there were like, even there's a couple developers that know what the AI do, but they really don't know what the AIs are doing, and we're just
it crosses a threshold where like these things just like go off in a direction that was never thought of before they actually programmed it.
Yeah, they start connecting their own dots and
forming
their own branches.
It's crazy.
It's pretty wild, honestly.
Yeah.
Moral of the story: we're all fucked.
100%.
We're all screwed. All right, I can do a little ad read real quick. Are you a petrol head? Is your first memory stealing the family station wagon? Did you watch every episode of Top Gear 16 times over? Well, then make sure to check out Coming in Clutch. It's a new age podcast about car culture, car news, and notable guests from the automotive industry. Hosted by the Speedy Guidi and LA Car Spotter, these dudes dig cars more than they need air. Make sure to give them a listen on Spotify, Apple Music, or wherever you get your podcast from. They're also available to watch on YouTube. Thanks again, Lorenzo and Cody, for sponsoring this episode of Antics and Anecdotes.
Won't be disappointed.
That one line Lorenzo sent me.
I like cars more than air.
These dudes dig cars more than they need air. I love it.
Right. It's a pretty strong message there.
Yeah. You're not
I
gonna
was talking
forget
about
that
this
one.
with a couple other people. What's your dream car?
It's so hard. That's so hard.
That's what I'm saying.
RS7.
Like one car.
Honestly, I
RS7.
think mine
I'd
would
have
be
an
the
RS7 for the
F40.
rest of my life.
Ferrari F40.
Matte black, matte dark gray, black, red stitching. Black inside, red
Jeez,
stitching.
you've thought about
I
this
mean-
one a
Thought
lot.
about this question before, huh?
He.
They're so gas.
I think if I really have to dig deep and think about my favorite car ever, like I remember when I was a kid, since my dad's always been a car fanatic, I kind of grew up in that situation. And I didn't really get at first. I was like a little hesitant about it. I was like, I don't really know if I like dig cars that much, like as much as he does. But throughout time, I got obviously more and more interested and invested. And then like it came to the point where there's just one car. It was the Ferrari F40, and Lorenzo can speak to this because he loves that car a lot too. The F40 is so fucking swag, so dang. It's like the one. It's like it's got the one. It's like the little spoiler on the back. Like you know what I'm talking about.
Exactly
That's like the best way I can explain it right now. But
Yeah,
that thing's gas.
Yeah, when I was a kid, I remember my dad just like took me to the Ferrari dealership because I wanted to go really bad, and like I got there and they had an F40 there. And
Yeah,
I
the
bought,
F40 is so
little Hot
swag.
Wheels, like,
Yeah, I had a bunch of car models of that
Let's go.
car. It was sick.
They were super chill with kids. The one in Marin, they were super chill with just like catering to kids, which was really cool.
Banjo picked up Ferrari from them once. Like Joe Carl dropped him off, and the guys were like, "Hey," like they were so nonchalant about it. Angela's like, "Yeah, I'm here to pick up like the 488," and they're like, "All right, here you go. Here's the keys." And they didn't even ask him for an ID or anything. They're just like, "Here you go."
a little alarming.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like I go through like phases of my favorite car. Like when I was a kid, I loved Lamborghinis for some reason. I don't know why.
Yeah.
I just like fell in love with Lamborghinis.
The colors in Lambos are just beautiful.
Yeah. Also, a close second would be the Murcielago.
Yeah,
I used to be obsessed with that one too.
that was probably my go-to Lambo when I was a young kid. But then I remember I fell in love with Audis when I saw like one of the Transformer movies when one of the cars was an Audi, and I was like, damn.
Oh, I know exactly what you're talking
It was
about.
the Audi TT.
Yeah.
No, I think it was an
yeah.
I thought it was an R8. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was an
Oh,
R8.
really? Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, it was the R8.
And that was my favorite car for a long time. But I think I just love McLarens so much. Those things are so fucking sweet.
I'm
Like a
with you.
P1. Like
Yeah, the P1s
are.
are- I think I also think the Sennas are sick as fuck.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
they're all.
Yeah, I mean,
insane.
like you can't go wrong with
Yeah,
McLaren.
exactly.
Yeah. Yeah, that's so true. There's a difference between like if you had to have one car for the rest of your life versus like getting like a hypercar. If you had to buy one hypercar, what would it be?
There's the
That-
P1
that-
count.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's
I'll get a Koenigsegg.
Koenigs. Yeah, I mean that.
Yeah,
Maybe the
have to.
I'd probably get a
Aston-
Pagani.
Maybe the Aston. What is it? The Vulcan.
Ooh.
I
Vulcan.
really like that car. Aston Martin Vulcan.
Thing's crazy. Or I might get the FXX Ferrari. It looks like an Enzo, but it's just like
Yeah.
Enzo.
Souped up.
It's an Enzo on fucking steroids. Like it's crazy.
Yeah.
It's not even street legal.
It's not even street legal.
That's how you know it's the good stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
Or get a Lycan. Lycans aren't street legal either. There's only like 5 of them in the world.
Is it like a Ferrari?
No, it's like its own brand. There's like,
really?
yeah, it's like,
Super exclusive.
yeah, you can't even drive them anywhere.
Not even street legal.
Yeah. So you just take them to tracks and you just fucking rip them.
Yeah.
That's wild to think about.
Yeah, that's nuts. That's when you just have dumb money. You're like,
Yeah.
I'll just buy a car so you
gotta have
drive
your own
around
track.
a NASCAR track with it.
All right, let's play some $1 Million Butt, everybody.
Speaking of
Here we
money,
go.
Let's do it. All right. So in the season of the holidays, we're gonna start out with the Santa themed one. You get $1 million, everybody. But every year, for a month of December, you have to wear, or you are the Santa at your local mall. You know, like when
Like
the
you have to
Santas at
take
the mall, they're
pictures?
like, yeah, you are that Santa every December for the next 50 years.
And it's only $1 million.
You get $1 million.
You're only getting a million.
So it's every year till the day you die.
You go like for like every Saturday. So you go like 4
So
times
for the rest of
in
your life?
December, like
you
every
said
Saturday
50 years.
for 50 years.
I'll do that. I feel
You-
like
and
I'm
you're the
giving back to
Santa.
community a little bit.
Every Saturday.
Right?
I mean,
I would probably take
For
it.
only for the month of
I would
December, I'd probably do it.
Yeah, why not? I mean, like, I feel like
You just gotta.
what it's probably
You're just there for like 8 hours a day for
yeah,
like
6,
4
8
weeks, like
hours.
just for like every Saturday.
one day a week.
Yeah.
4
Why
days out
not?
of the year. It's not
Yeah.
that bad. I can deal with that.
I mean, you could get a gas can Santa costume with the million. You can get the most legit one ever. You
Get plastic surgery. Look exactly like
yeah,
Get a P1 too.
yeah, exactly. No, P1s are more than a mil.
Really?
P1s are like 1.3 mil.
Shit.
You could almost get a P1. I would probably take it.
I'll
though.
get
I would
a
like, why
I would get a 918 Porsche with that.
Spider.
not? Ooh, yeah.
Yeah,
Porsches
that
are
thing is.
also
I
That'd
didn't
be- That'd be a
realize.
good one too.
I didn't realize. The first time I saw it in person was at Lorenzo's garage. That
They're
thing's a
sexy,
fucking
bro.
beast,
Yeah,
dude.
they're sexy.
That thing looks so sick and it's so fast.
So
Yeah.
how many cars are like in Lorenzo's garage?
It's like
down
30,
Yeah, like probably 40.
30,
of them.
40.
Have you been to the one that Sandra keeps his?
The net value
Yeah.
of everything in
In
that
Miranda.
garage
Yeah,
is like
it's kind of like pretty much that
fucking
size.
like
Or like a little
15
smaller.
million, 20 million.
It's probably the same.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Probably.
But it's like that type of cars, like all that type of stuff.
Yeah, that one's really cool.
Yeah, those car garages, like where Lorenzo works, like their clients are like they're wild. Like just people have like 8, 9, 10 cars
Yeah.
at the garage. It's absurd.
Yeah, let
So
me
are
get
all-
my Bugatti Veyron
Are all
today.
those just like getting imported and then?
Yeah, a lot of them they keep there in the garage for certain clients pay different fees. There's like the top
Yeah.
tier where like you get to actually keep it there, and then like they'll call and be like, I want my 458 today. And then there's like lower tiers where people just go and get it like repaired or like serviced or shit like that.
Right.
But yeah, it's wild. Like collectively, what do the Lorenzo say? There's like 500 mil worth of cars or something like in that. That is
I was-
company. That is company
I was just-
combined.
Oh,
like, takes-
combined?
No,
Yeah.
not yeah. That like the worth of all
Combined,
that.
yeah, I'm
Yeah.
sure it is something around
It's
there.
it's
insane.
wild.
I mean, they have some. I mean, just in his garage, like there's some fucking absolutely insane cars. Like
yeah,
some shit that you would never see. Like
driving around.
yeah, no.
yeah. Like no wonder why.
Like
it's, in his
it's like
garage.
car show. It's like car show material. It's crazy.
That's
I mean,
nuts.
for
Yeah.
someone who's as enthusiastic about cars as Lorenzo
Yeah.
is,
It's a
that's
Perfect
like-
job.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah. He definitely wants to like expand and like do more stuff with his career, but he just loves being in LA and like doing that car stuff. It's like tweaks himself way too much off it.
Tickles his fancy in the, right, in
tickles
the
his
right spot.
fancy. He absolutely loves it.
Tickles his fancy.
All right, moving on. You get $1 million, but this one's kind of fucked. You get $1 million, but you don't remember any of your college or high school experiences.
Hell no. No shot.
No,
You just don't remember any of it.
That's like the reason why.
it's like
who
for
I am today.
I've like generally speaking for the
That's like
large
that's been our life.
demographic. That's like yeah, for a lot of people that's like the best time of anyone's life.
The reason
Yeah.
why we're here, like right now.
But you do remember like everything that it's not in
Remember,
school.
like,
So, like you
everyone
remember
you've
like
met?
like breaks. Like you remember like vacations and like summer and stuff, but you don't remember
You just don't
anything.
remember the actual.
You don't remember
school.
like the days you have school. You don't
So like,
remember those days.
so like you don't remember anything you've learned too.
Yeah, I guess so.
Like what the fuck?
Yeah. But you got the mill.
Come out like a fucking dumbass. Like
you
you lose $1 million in like 3 days.
and then have no way to get it
No
back.
concept of the value of money. Like,
You didn't have Lago teaching you all those math problems.
no, I would not take that.
No,
I wouldn't take it either. It's stupid. Yeah,
that's a hard. That's a hard no.
yeah, it's a hard no. I'm glad. I'm glad everybody said no on that.
Would you give up any? What would be the amount of money that you would give up all year?
to do that?
A Billy?
I was gonna make it $1 billion.
Billion, because then
That's
I'm,
definitely a $1 billion
then I have
question.
enough
Really?
money- then I have enough money to be an idiot.
To re-educate myself, yeah.
Yeah,
Like I can be stupid.
Yeah, you
with
could
$1
also
billion
just-
dollars.
yeah.
You could also just
exactly.
re-educate yourself
Yeah.
with that kind of money.
Yeah,
But it would also just like suck. Like I don't know. There's a lot of good memories from.
Yeah, 100%.
yeah. That's
A large
exactly.
portion of our lives.
Like
Yeah.
I don't even know if I would want to do it for a bill.
I'd do it for $1 billion.
would do it for
$1 billion is a fucking
Do I
shit
still-
ton of
Do I
money.
still have like my friends? that I like met.
Yeah, but like
in
you
high
would
school
really
and
like
college.
loosely know a lot of people, unless like like hanging out now as we do, whatever. But like other than that, you'd loosely know.
Well, I feel like a lot you'd completely forget about people that you weren't as close with.
Yeah.
yeah.
Just trimming the fat. A little
For $1 billion, I would say yes, but for $1 million, no.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, definitely not.
Agreed.
There needs to be enough money that you're able to.
You're not just fucked
be
after.
in the
Yeah,
rest of
yeah.
your life.
All right. For the money round, you get $1 billion, but every day one of your senses does not work. So tomorrow, no taste. The next day, no sight.
Oh.
The next day, but then you get like that
Right, you
one
get the
sense.
you get the
yeah,
other ones.
exactly.
Yeah.
Tomorrow, your taste doesn't work. The next
I don't
day,
know.
you
Waking
can't
up blind would be
smell.
Pretty tough.
Yeah.
Sorry,
And
guys. Can't come in today. I can't see.
And that's also for the rest of your life. But just one sense for the rest of your day.
Ugh.
I know I made it super hard. This is the last one. I probably would take it just because
Dude,
you would with the $1 billion you can kind of plan ahead, and it would be on a cycle, so it wouldn't be random in that sense. It would be those 5 senses, and it would just cycle through. So you could get really good at like, okay, this Tuesday I'm blind as fuck. I'm going to hire someone to like be around me that day, or like
That's tough.
this
bro.
next day I'm going to be deaf.
right, but wouldn't it be random?
Probably
or
won't
is
go
it
to
just
the
gonna be in a
No,
cycle?
no, it's a set. Yeah.
See,
You would know what
would know.
day
You would
the
know.
only
that
thing
you
that's
don't.
holding me back is the dealing with blindness.
And being deaf
being
too.
deaf too. Yeah.
I think
Bro, if I was deaf, my
I know,
mind
it's
would
hard.
fucking drive me insane.
Yeah.
yeah,
I go clinically insane.
Yeah.
just be screaming within.
I can't fall. I can't fall asleep without a fan. Let alone like have a whole day where I just can't hear anything but my own thoughts.
The
Yeah.
only thing is that's the only thing you're hearing for a whole day is just I hate myself. I hate
Yeah,
myself.
literally.
That would be wild. I didn't even think about that.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. God, a Billy's a lot of money though.
It's tough.
It's a hard. I know. I made it purposely hard.
I would do it.
I'm going
I
no
would
go.
do it.
I would.
I'm
do
saying
it.
no.
I don't think I would do it either.
Because the way
No.
I see it, like that's like the thing that really gets me concerned, as I've already said, is the going blind part.
Imagine going blind and then deaf back to back days. Like, holy mother of God.
See, that's only. But I mean, yeah, it's
It would crush me.
almost
That's one of my
4 days
biggest
out of the
fears is
week.
going blind or deaf.
Seriously.
Taste and smell wouldn't be bad.
Yeah, it's like whatever.
Yeah.
I could
Again,
deal- I
you
could
just
deal with those
you'd have
Yeah,
to
the
work
days
around
that
those
have
days and just
taste-
have
But
like,
like
shitty-
that'd be kind of dang because if you didn't have any taste, like you should like, all right, I'm gonna be health boy number
right,
one.
exactly,
Like you just
exactly.
you don't even taste anything, so you just eat like the healthiest foods, and
In
you're
a
like,
way,
doesn't.
like those are your cheat days.
Yeah,
Those are off
exactly.
days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
Now your blind days, your off day. Let's be real.
Dude, blind and deaf days are not chill.
Touch would also low key suck.
Touch would be weird.
Touch would be weird
How
because
would
you wouldn't
you-
be able to
it would feel
feel.
like
I don't.
high
How'd you
body
walk?
Yeah, like,
Yeah.
I don't know how that would work. Is that a condition? Like, can people just
not feel things. I don't
fucking
I don't
be
know.
paralyzed?
Paralyzed,
I
yeah.
guess. Yeah.
So I guess you would be paralyzed for a day. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, that.
Like,
yeah.
do they literally not
guess.
feel anything?
from a certain point down.
Yeah.
Right. But like, not even like pressure.
Nope.
That's fucking insane.
Your nerves are just
Shot.
disconnected from your brain.
Yeah.
Yeah, never mind. I probably
Basically.
wouldn't take that.
Yeah, I wouldn't
wouldn't
take
take
it.
it
That'd
overall.
be too brutal to endure.
Mhm.
Like it would be like
I don't think I'd
fine.
take
It would
that
be
for
like
any
it would be
amount
like
of money.
okay with like within a year maybe. Then
Yeah,
And-
a year would
It'd be
fine.
such
then-
a stressful life. I feel like.
yeah, and then anything after that, you're just like, dude, like this is not chill.
25% of your life you're blind.
Yeah, fuck that.
Yeah,
Kind
that's
of for
yeah.
time.
Yeah.
Which
That's
is,
wild.
Like, when you put it that way, definitely no.
Yeah.
I think it's a no go for me.
Yeah, no, yeah, I'm not doing that either. No way, Jose.
That would be such a relieving feeling, though.
Oh yeah,
Vision come back, being like, oh,
Oh yeah.
back. We're okay now.
yeah. You would wake up
But
in the
then
morning.
immediately go
and
deaf. You're like, oh shit, here we go again.
That'd be so, like you would. I would probably drive myself mad.
Oh yeah.
Like,
That'd be a tough life to live.
those are all the questions for this episode of $1 Million. But
I like that segment.
yeah, right.
Yeah. That's what I was listening to you guys do $1 million bet the other day when I almost got in a massive car accident and died on the way up here from
Yeah, dude.
Arizona.
That
Wait, what?
tell me about that.
I was literally listening to your guys' most recent episode with Willie Myers, and literally car in front of me is just like some blue tiny Honda Fit or whatever, whatever you call those cars. Like I think it's called the Honda Fit, and it was almost like the passenger, whoever was in the passenger seat, had literally just grabbed the wheel and just shoved it into the median, like just gone like this, and he just veered straight into the median and just flipped over completely.
Holy shit.
And I was
nuts.
literally
You just got right behind him?
The car in front of me. So I'm just sitting there, just like, oh my god.
What did you
guys
do?
Are joking about like $1 Million Butt. And I'm just sitting there like, I almost died listening to $1 Million Butt.
That's absurd.
Did he like go over on the other side or like
No, he like hit the median and then came back and then like kind of rolled on the side. It wasn't a full flip. He was kind of on his side and then kind of.
Jesus Christ. Did you like stop? You're just like, fuck this.
Yeah,
Like,
I stopped for like 30 seconds and then I realized that like a lot of people were stopping and I was on a 13-hour drive. So
Yeah.
once I
they could
made
deal with
sure
it.
that like everyone was okay and the car wasn't going to explode, like I kind of just kept going. But
Were you like at the front end of that where like it was just all traffic behind you? Yeah.
like it was
that's
literally just
fucked.
like the second it happened.
Was
I
it
looked
on the
behind me.
5?
Yeah, I was going over the grapevine.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it was.
You like witnessed how
Wait.
traffic starts
Yeah.
a lot of those times.
Yeah.
Like that's crazy.
I look behind me and just immediately there's already like 20 cars.
Wait, what
Yeah.
day was that?
stopped
That
behind
wasn't.
me.
That wasn't. Oh no, it wasn't that day. I was going
wild.
because I was in LA this last weekend, and we were going down the grapevine into LA. The worst traffic I've ever seen.
Really?
Yeah, it was so gnarly.
The grapevine is like notorious for that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Horrific traffic.
But it's usually
Yeah.
going into LA, not out of, and that was going out of.
Yeah,
Damn.
dude.
Stuff.
But
That-
LA is
that's
just
wild.
fucked with traffic.
I
Yeah,
couldn't
as
live down
always.
there because of that. Like I don't know if I could do that.
I mean, you can get
Yeah.
around it if you take.
I said this before, but I can't live down there just because of like the smog. Like here we have fog, or it's nice. Like in LA, that hill over there will be like hazy.
Yeah.
Like, and I can't deal with that. It just like feels like just shitty air. Like, I don't know how to
Knowing
describe
that
it.
you're breathing that in every day is like not.
It's not.
feel.
It's
Yeah,
not
exactly.
It's not terrible.
I mean,
quality,
honestly,
No, it's really
relatively
not-
speaking, it's pretty much the same thing as San Francisco. I feel.
No, I'm just.
It's not-
I'm not even
it's-
saying the quality. I'm just saying how it looks. Like, but in my
Yeah.
brain,
Yeah.
just like how
the,
it looks.
Yeah, the quality of air like isn't. I mean, it's
It's not
we
good.
also have-
It's not good, but it's not bad.
No, but we also have a lot
terrible.
cleaner air than a lot of cities too. Because all this coast air, all this comes
yeah.
from the Pacific.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
And
no,
like
I
in
know.
LA, it's kind of like more. It's like a hub. Or SF, it's very hilly, so there's a lot of
But
airflow.
on hot days, you can definitely see the
Yeah.
definitely see
Mush.
the shit. Yeah.
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 All right. Well, we might as well end this episode of Antics and Anecdotes. Thank you guys for listening. Hit that bell, subscribe.
Very
Let us know what you'd
nice.
like to see in future episodes.
Do it.
Thank you, Matt, Ben, and Chris for being on this episode.
thanks for having us.
Time, brother.
1-800 Adderall Crit. You know the deal.